Mr. Johnson glad-handed the machinists and recited the meat and potato statistics of labor's progress over the last 3 years. He called on union members to redouble their efforts for the Medicare program, now approaching a crucial stage in the Congress.
Too many of our older couples must dip too deeply into their life savings to pay their hospital bills. And that's why we are working so hard, so long, to try to pass medical care under Social Security. And I say to you now, and I say to all Americans everywhere, if you believe in medical care for the aged under Social Security, now is the time to stand up and be counted.
The president was applauded many times, but the machinists did not know that what he said was perhaps less significant than what he left unsaid. Mr. Johnson vetoed highly partisan speechwriters.
Jules Bergman reports from the Cape.
Whirlwind tour of Cape Kennedy, which began in a pouring rainstorm, President Johnson pledged he'd never allow America to take second place in space. Visiting the Saturn blockhouse, he tried out a missile man's periscope. Then a briefing on the Saturn program and how the giant Saturn V rocket will hurl 3 of our astronauts to the moon later in this decade. After that, the president motored on and, dressed in surgical cap and gown, visited the White Room at Hangar A, looking over the Mariner spacecraft destined to send back TV pictures of Mars late this fall. The president, a longtime space buff, was obviously enthused. He told missilemen we can't be a leader in the world and a follower in space. He wound up his visit with a tour of the Gemini Mission Control Center and watched astronauts Gus Grissom and John Young, pilots for the first Gemini flight, simulating a mission, while astronaut Wally Schirra ticked off just how Gemini flights will be flown starting this winter. Jules Bergman reporting from Cape Kennedy.
Senator Goldwater also headed south today. Howard K. Smith is accompanying him and reports from station WAII Atlanta.
The most remarkable feature about Senator Goldwater's first day in the region. Crowds were enthusiastic everywhere. In size, they ranged from considerable in most places to very large in downtown Atlanta, Georgia. But police said they were not as big as those Nixon drew in the same places in 1960, and not nearly as big as President Johnson's earlier this year. His main theme was the vague general moral uneasiness he has found in the nation.
It's difficult for a candidate, as I am, to visit all over these United States and in a quick time, the quick time that we've been campaigning, be able to put my finger exactly on the pulse that is disturbing Americans. It could be any one of a number of things. I find disturbance among American minds on several things. Foreign policy, for example, the troubles that we're finding in our own country. But I find a great political interest in the abuse that the old tonic, I'll call it, of states' rights has been receiving across this country.
Reliable sources in South Carolina